Introducing our next fighter, Micah Brakefield.
There you get the glimpse of Micah Brakefield. Background in wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
You saw him smile when the music hit, and we got a lot of insight into him. He and his coach, we had breakfast by them, so they invited us to sit down, which is great. We get some insight into the thought process of some of these fighters. This guy gets nervous. Not to be gross, but he will be emptying his stomach contents a number of times in the hours before a fight. But he said when his song hits, he gets a smile and he's good to go. Now we just saw that.
We heard the music, we saw the smile. Is Brakefield ready to go? He says he's dealt with so many different issues in his fights. He said one of the reasons he was driven to mixed martial arts, his brother, a wrestling champion, bullied him, so to speak. Forced him to get tough.
Chris Weidman will tell you the same thing about his upbringing. There's a million reasons you migrate towards the martial arts, but whatever reason you go there, it always makes you a better man, a better woman, a better person, a better kid, a better brother, father. The martial arts are good for you. This is a kid who loves what he does. He teaches jiu-jitsu in his own house. He has private lessons. He trains under 10th Planet under my friend Eddie Bravo, who's coming up to their gym next weekend. He's ready to fight. This guy loves to fight.
And his opponent, Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz.
Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz looks to keep his undefeated streak alive. A very confident individual. You and I actually spent some time with him as well. He's been away from this game for quite some time. It's his opportunity to get back in there and shake off the ring rust. I know there's a lot of people out there that say there's no such thing. What's your take?
Well, it's real if you make it real. And it is not real if you do not make it real. And the way you deal with that is you prepare for it. You come in prepared to deal with all the new, the unfamiliarity, and you get yourself back comfortable again. He had a number of fights fall through. This is the kind of guy people haven't been real eager to fight over the last few years. He had fights booked and opponents pull out. But over time, people start to forget. They look and they go, oh, he hasn't been around. It's not fresh in their memories, so they'll take fights. A guy like Micah Brakefield, he'll fight anybody. And he knows he's got the skills to find a way to win, particularly in that first round. Is that something that Mariusz is aware of? To not rush it, not get dragged into a gunfight with a guy who's a first-round specialist. We'll see. Curtis is smart. Curtis knows what's up.
Ksiazkiewicz having the luxury of training with Kyle Oliveira, who we'll see later, as well as Brad Katona and Richardson, who we saw compete earlier in the night. That has to be an advantage as well.
Yes, sir, yeah. When you've got teammates all peaking together, everybody's going through it together, everybody supports each other. He's got to feel happy to put his foot back in a cage.
We are ready to start this middleweight tilt.
This fight is 3 rounds in the Prestige Fight Club middleweight division. Your referee is Big Phil Poldyke. Introducing first, fighting out of the Subway Restaurant's green corner. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 185.4 pounds with a record of 7 wins and 6 losses. Fighting out of Burnaby, British Columbia, mighty Micah Brakefield. And his opponent, fighting out of the Stellar Gear blue corner. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 185.2 pounds with a record of 4 wins and no losses. Fighting out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Mariusz, the Iron Pole, Ksiazkiewicz.
Ksiazkiewicz, 6'3", Brakefield, 6'4".
Right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. You want a good, clean fight. If you're going to touch them up, do it now. Come out fighting.
3 5-minute rounds. Brakefield confident if this fight hits the ground that he will have the advantage.
He's had the advantage on the ground many times in his fights, but this may not be one of those times. Certainly in those first few minutes, if they do get to the ground, Mariusz is going to try to show some real dominance, positional dominance against the scrambler Brakefield.
Ksiazkiewicz in the white, Brakefield in the black, a fake by Mariusz as he attacks the inside thigh.
Micah's closing distance early. Oh, and he tries to whip. Throw that right shoulder, make him bite, and whip the right leg around.
Something his coach told us we would see.
Yeah. And notice Mariusz is trying to just kind of control his emotion and try not to make this a fast-starting fight.
And there you see the crafty skills of Brakefield.
Flying triangle, it's in there right now. Mariusz frames out with the right arm. He will convert to an armbar here. Yes, he does. Mariusz is going to have to be really, really on top of his game here.
And I'm sure Curtis Brigham has him prepared for the attacking style of Brakefield.
The flying fence triangle. And he got to it. It was just so well framed out by Mariusz. Ksiazkiewicz is obviously really aware of what's going on here, and he's locked his own arm inside the other arm, so he's just going to wait this one out for a bit. Try to prevent any quick motions. And look at the leg. See Micah going for that leg underneath. Mariusz got to be heavy, 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 and squash that arm in. He did. Brakefield aware of it, realized you can't commit that arm there, now goes the other direction.
Some great stuff in the early stages of this middleweight encounter.
Trying to go omoplata, but he's not high up enough on the shoulder. But now he'll play with the legs. Brakefield is a clever one. Knee bar, heel hook.
Outstanding work. Ksiazkiewicz thinking about attacking the leg.
Brakefield using all this to pass and try to come up on top. Instead, no, they're going to attack each other's knees here. This is scary. This audience knows what's up.
And we saw a heel hook attempt by Ksiazkiewicz.
Yeah, the audience, oh, they know. People are understanding martial arts on levels they've never understood it before. Thousands of fights a year that people get to watch and learn from.
Very quiet here in the Orr Center.
It's Pride Days.
As we're seeing some beautiful work by these two athletes.
Now, Micah's gym is under the 10th Planet system.
We're seeing it right now.
Watch for his left foot. See if he can get his left foot into the right, Mariusz's right hip. He's going to try to go invisible collar here. So what Curtis is yelling is likely just to keep that left hand off the mat, and he's doing it by pushing on the chin. You cannot let that left hand of Mariusz touch the mat here, or Micah will start an omoplata or a Jew claw, a sweep.
Ksiazkiewicz staying calm.
His hand is now on the mat. So Brakefield needs to lock up, overhook that arm. He does not choose to, and he goes other side from mission control here, and he's going to try this invisible collar. There it is. So that is pressure with the right forearm here.
And one of the reasons he can be so successful at this style is because of his long limbs.
Yeah, he's got the right biology for it, that's for sure. And just think of what is happening here. Now he is continuing to offer up attacks. And now we have an omoplata, and he was trying to use it to set up the triangle. Mariusz slides his knee through. Good stuff here. Really, really cool stuff going on here. But think of this. How many punches has Mariusz thrown from the top position?
None.
Yeah, none. Now a triangle. Mariusz's right hand is in on his ear, preventing. He may get a pass out of this, and he's going to back out and invite him up. And watch him to start fast here.
And a round kick. Ksiazkiewicz attacking the body. The fight goes down to the ground once again.
Mariusz is having to be really focused here because Micah Brakefield, and he's going to do it again. He's going to invite him up and then crowd him immediately like he did. Put pressure on him immediately.
How important is it that Ksiazkiewicz gets this round under his belt, considering the time off?
Yep. He's getting it under now, and he's starting to settle. Brakefield will be fatigued from all that work.
Another attack by Mariusz.
Micah Brakefield's fighting his fight here. Ksiazkiewicz is a very skilled guy. He's had a bit of time off, so that comfort level may be slightly different. He's not stressed by any of this stuff, but Brakefield's having an excellent round one here.
Now we're seeing Ksiazkiewicz attack. coming up on top.
10 seconds.
A short elbow attempt by Brakefield. Misses the mark.
Crazy first round.
Excellent work by both fighters.
Now you wonder what the judges, what level of judge we have. I know. No, we've got some good ones.
Welcome back. This middleweight encounter. Round 2 about to get underway. Micah Brakefield, Ksiazkiewicz.
Before we went to commercial, I was questioning the judges. I see Dr. Greg Jackson, not the Greg Jackson that you think of. Dr. Greg Jackson, one of the judges, very excellent judge. So we have some very knowledgeable judges here. It's really important because a lot of what was happening on the ground, you really need the insight to know what was going on. It was very close. Brakefield was pushing the action on the ground, but Mars landed a nice clean head kick. So, hey man, at least we know we have some quality judging here.
And a nice kick to the body by Ksiazkiewicz.
Brakefield stuck his tongue out at him, ill-advised to say the least.
But that's in his character.
Yes, it is. He's being true to himself.
Getting deep in that single. Will he get the takedown?
Couple of big elbows from Mars.
Excellent balance by Ksiazkiewicz.
The thing about Brakefield is he doesn't mind how you go down. Okay, we're down. You're controlling the front face lock sequences here. That's okay because we're on the ground. That's what he wants. So even positionally bad on the ground because he creates openings and darts into openings or creates openings by using threats. He's going to now go to this single here. Mars doing exactly one of the correct choices here, and he's going to go anaconda. He's in there. Brakefield's very flexible.
Brakefield could be in trouble here.
Yeah, there's a real anaconda there. You see that Mars's armpit is up pretty high on. No, Brakefield's got his arm around now, I believe. He comes up from underneath and attacks arm bars here.
Just such a slick player is Micah Brakefield.
Yeah, and he will try a triangle. He's got a triangle set up, and he can armbar now. Oh, Mars, correct move.
But as you mentioned, Robin, Brakefield is sending a message to the judges. If this goes 15 minutes, who knows?
Brakefield attacks from being under you inside. He calls it his platypus guard. But he also realizes as there, triangle again. He's looking triangle again. He also realizes that jiu-jitsu is fluid and many people are improvising things, so he doesn't lay claim to these positions. Einstein, from one of the fighters from Eddie Bravo's gym, works a lot of similar ones as well, so he doesn't lay claim to these positions, but he is improvising them in his own right. And he fights weird, just straight weird. So you don't have training partners who fight that way.
It's fun.
It's real fun, man. He's never been in a boring fight. And you see there, he's set up, I believe, a Darce from underneath. Yep. Yeah, he's in Darce territory here.
A slow, methodical approach by Mars.
And you don't know, typically Mars wants to hook that leg, but Brakefield maybe can use that leg to elevate his own right leg and work that weird platypus position.
There you see Brakefield giving the thumbs up. I am A-OK.
Nobody likes getting hit in the head, but in particular, this guy can grapple this way. As much as Mars is putting himself in good positions, maybe he's winning a round or these rounds. Hard to say, but Brakefield's is fighting a fight he likes.
It's because he's confident that no matter what, he's going to catch you. If you play this style of fight, that he will have the advantage.
Yeah, and Mars doing just what you want to do against a guy like that. Now he's going to shrink, positionally squash. And you see how smooth. Brakefield fights like a small fighter. He fights like a 135er. Mars goes axe kick to sternum. That'll get a guy up pretty quick.
And we were told in the fighters meeting, that's A-OK.
Yeah.
Can't stomp the body, but if you want to throw an axe kick,
Oh,
you're good to go.
done
And
deal.
Mars landing the big shot, but Brakefield goes to the ground. Now he's on top.
He hurt him. He hurt him with that straight shot.
The full mount now enjoyed by Brakefield.
Brakefield dropped and then woke up with and he's got a head and arm choke here. He woke up as he made contact with the mat and immediately went back to grappling.
Ksiazkiewicz now perhaps in jeopardy, the arm bar.
Arcing elbows. He will try to set up a triangle here. Brakefield's having a hell of a fight here for a guy, a self-proclaimed one-rounder. He's got a triangle set up again here.
Just great awareness.
Ksiazkiewicz is one of these guys who has definitely been considered one of the very top guys at 170. Here they're fighting at 185. 4-0. Nobody wanted to fight him. He's had so many fights canceled. Micah Brakefield steps up, makes it his game, makes it about his game. Whether he's winning or not, he's in a fight by his design.
But based on everything we've seen in the past, Robin, you could see how he would be convincing the judges that he is ahead.
Absolutely. No doubt he's easily considered to be ahead here. He's been hit with a high kick in round 1 and dropped with a shot in round 2. But otherwise, wow, great finish to that round by Mariusz.
Excellent stuff. And Brakefield having a difficult time getting back to his feet, taking a minute. As you see blood streaming down the nose. Could
I think it's over. Yeah, I think it's over. The ref should call this one. It's a done deal.
The referee taking a look.
Yeah, I mean, this is on the ref to make a call here.
And Brakefield can barely make it to the stool.
He took some real abuse in that last 30 seconds of that round. The ref is taking a good close look here, but when a guy's down and he's not getting up, you call that a TKO, and that's the end of the night. There's some big elbows, some hard, committed hammer fists. That's him working that single, trying to get it to the ground, but he'll take it on the ground. Even that front face lock position. Here's his, what he calls his platypus attack here. Trying to set that armbar up. He did get brutally hit with a straight shot, sort of going into that last minute, attacking the leg. It is not hard to give him round 1 and or round 2. If you really understand what's going on, there's that axe kick. I think round 2, if you're asking me to judge it clean, I'm going to give it to Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz. He did drop him, that axe kick and the hammering away at the end of that round, but it's been a hell of a fight.
I have to agree, this is a very, very close fight. It depends on what you're looking at. Curtis Brigham talking to the ref.
Yeah, a little bit of weak there. We're seeing some cracks in the systems here by some of the commission, because it feels like that was more than a minute. The ref hesitant to really make a call. I think this fight's over. I think the ref has to call this fight over. And it is.
And the fight is over. Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz gets the impressive victory in a sensational back and forth battle. We're going to take a quick break. More action when we come back.
Man, that was a vicious last 30 seconds. Every fight, sometimes you just get little windows, and when you got them, you got to win the fight. That's what experienced guys do. That's what top guys do. That's what Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz did.
Ksiazkiewicz there, going over to his fallen adversary.
A tough fight for Mariusz. Micah brought him into his kind of fight, and Mariusz not only survived, but thrived within it. Got tested on the ground, did extraordinarily well on the feet, and when he got his window, he finished the fight.
Ksiazkiewicz improves to 5-0. Welcome back to Prestige FC2 Queen City Coronation. We'll send it up to Rod Peterson to make it official.
Here is your winner. Your winner by a TKO referee stoppage, failure to answer the bell prior to round 3. The Iron Pole, Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz.
I think Rod's going to have a word with him.
Mariusz, talk about that fight. If you don't mind, we're surprised that it went as long as it did. You landed some heavy blows.
You know what? Hit him with the head kick in the first round. I thought he was out right there. He was resilient with his grappling. A lot trickier than I thought it would be. So congrats to him as well. It was great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, more mixed martial arts action from Regina, Saskatchewan.